piano. You know, Irving Berlin never learned to read or write music. He achieved his songs by persistence. Often he worked through the night and he employed musical secretaries to help him capture on paper the melodies that he heard in his head. So here we are with I Love a Piano. Okay, and when you're up, you let me know. Everybody tuning their voices, me, 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 me. Okay, here we go. Piano. Okay, and I hope you're enjoying singing along. How are people doing there? Are they getting up and leaving, or are they?
Everybody's still here.
So everybody's still there. Okay, because we're coming up to one which is sort of a novelty tune. I really like this one. It's called "Oh, How I Hate to Get Up in the Morning."
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, well, we're all retired, so we don't have to worry about that, or most of us are, right? Right, Bobby?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one was written in 1918. It was written during an era when popular songs praised about the war, praised its heroism. Berlin instead gave voice to the subversive impulses shared by ordinary soldiers. In fact, there's a little note at the top in small print at the top of this music. It says, "Dedicated to my friend, Private Howard Friend, who occupies the cot next to mine and feels as I do about the bugler." I take personal offense at that. Okay, we're gonna do this with the intro, which you should have the words for. Are we ready, Maestro?
Yep.
Maestra? Ready?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, he was very talented. What's that? Huh? Oh, I want you to, I want to hear you.
You want to hear me?
I want to hear you. Yeah, our rabbi says that he doesn't like an empty congregational hall when he's leading the service. I feel the same way. I need to have some sort of feedback here. Yeah.
I grew up with Punjabi. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Is everybody enjoying? Grace has a thumbs up.
Okay, great, great. And feel free to send in your comments. There's a little chat function there if you'd like. I also want to mention that if you really do like this idea, we can always do more. In fact, next week, we're going to do a program on George and Ira Gershwin, who also had a long list of great popular tunes. And if you're so inclined, you can make a free will donation to the temple. This is sort of like PBS Pledge Week. So here we are We're up to 1919. And he wrote, "A Pretty Girl is Like a Melody." This is one of the key songs that he wrote in his transition from ragtime to lyrical ballads. This was written for Ziegfeld Follies of 1919. "A Pretty Girl is Like a Melody." Okay, "A Pretty Girl is Like a Melody." So about this time, I think Irving was about 30, 32 years old. He already had, he was getting quite a following, and he was really making it in the big time. This next tune is a lovely ballad called "What'll I Do" from 1924. And when, if not, I'll skip over it. Okay.
I just have to bring it up.
Oh, okay. Okay, because yeah, I made some late breaking changes to this. So here we go with "What'll I Do." I've heard a lovely arrangement of this by Linda Ronstadt on her album with Nelson Riddle.
Oh.
1924, "What'll I Do" by Irving Berlin. Okay. This one, I actually got a hold, I don't know if I still have it or maybe I borrowed from the library. It was a biography of Irving Berlin. You know, you can imagine, having lived as long as he did and seen as much as he saw, there was a lot that went on in his life. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was married to a Jewish girl. And then I don't know if she passed away, but in 1925, he married Ellen McKay, who was not Jewish. And there were some issues with the families with that. But he always was in love with her. They stayed married for many, many years. And he wrote this tune as a wedding gift to his wife, Ellen McKay. This is called "Always." such a hopeless romantic. Oh. This next tune, 1926, he wrote was Blue Skies. This is written after his first daughter was born, and it was written as a song just for her. In it, he distilled his feelings about being married and being a father for the first time. As the quote goes, blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Like the saying goes, they don't write them like that anymore. It is. At this point, at all the shows, I tell everybody, make sure you hydrate.
Yes.
Very important. So I'm setting an example. And I do have my mask in my pocket, but just so you know, I'm socially distant from everybody else here. Okay. 1930, we're jumping ahead a few years. But, you know, of course, there were a lot of other tunes that he wrote during that time period. This one is called Putting on the Ritz. I just remember the movie Young Frankenstein, when Gene Wilder and Peter Boyle as the monster get out in tuxedos on the stage and start singing, Putting on the Ritz. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put the hat down there for the money. Just not into that yet.
Michael.
Okay.
Hello, Michael.
1932. And you can imagine, just think about the world situation in 1932. You know, this was after the stock market crash. This song, How Deep is the Ocean, was written at a low point in Irving Berlin's life. 1927 and 1932, he composed few songs that met with the public approval. He lost most of his fortune in the 29 stock market crash, and his only son, Irving Berlin Jr., died of sudden infant death syndrome on Christmas Day in 1928. So he wrote this song while he was in that particular situation. How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? deep as the ocean. Okay, 1933, only a year later, he wrote a song that he dedicated to Southern Arizona. This is called Heat Wave.
Yeah, we can set up there.
Okay. And right after that, he started his collaboration with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers and Ethel Merman and others. But
Okay, we're ready.
okay, you ready? Heat Wave. A tropical heat wave.
Go down to 3.
Yeah, and it's a dry heat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not St. Louis heat or probably Pittsburgh heat being right on the river. Or Buffalo heat, yeah, all those river cities, they get hit with it. Okay, as I was mentioning, Irving Berlin started collaboration with a couple of great singers and dancers, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, you know, the one who has to dance backwards and in high heels. So
Oh, yeah.
Fred. 1935, he wrote Cheek to Cheek, and they did this to the movie Top Hat. So here we go with Cheek to Cheek. Are we ready? Okay. Okay. That was from 1935. And from that same musical was the title song, Top Hat, White Tie, and Tails.
Just dancing.
Very good. I
Yeah.
can hear you singing out there. And the number to call is Rosemont 34527. Okay.
This next song is Why We're All in Arizona.
Oh,
This one is for Grace up in Wyoming.
I've got my love to keep me warm. Yes. That's from 1937. It was performed by Dick Powell in the film On the Avenue. Later, it had versions by Billie Holiday, and of course, Les Brown is the one that I remember because of the instrumental version. It was a #1 hit for Les Brown. I've got my love to keep me warm. Here we go, Grace. And are the Whites on?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it's probably a little chilly up there too. Here we go.
I'm burning with
Okay. Hope you enjoyed that, Grace. Little internal warmth. Okay. Before we go to the next tune, which is an Ethel Merman hit, I want to tell you about White Christmas. He wrote the White Christmas, if I can talk, in 1942. He was devoted, Irving Berlin was devoted to the Jewish faith, and he was a staunch advocate of civil rights. He was honored in 1944 by the National Conference of Christians and Jews for advancing the aims of the conference to eliminate religious and racial conflict. In 1949, the YMHA honored him as one of 12 most outstanding Americans of Jewish faith. However, according to his daughter, Mary Ellen Barrett, later in life, he became an agnostic and a non-believer. So, here we go with the next hit from 1946, as sung by Ethel Merman in the hit music called Annie Get Your Gun. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Ethel Merman sang another one of his hits from Annie Get Your Gun. That was They Say It's Wonderful. And now we're going to go on to another one from that same show. There's no business like show business. You're all set.
I heard there's no like so, and they are even like so.
Okay,
Oh,
and this show wouldn't have gone on without Ruth Ann's help, so I want to formally acknowledge her help here. Oh, I gotta take a drink now.
Michael,
I don't have a drinking problem.
hello, Michael.
That's just water, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, okay. I mean, I was so totally against alcohol when I was young. I still remember there's pictures of me and my bar mitzvah. They're trying to get me to drink the wine, and I'm going like that. Oh, God. Pure as the driven snow. In 1948, Irving Berlin wrote Easter Parade. That same year, stepping out with my baby from the movie Easter Parade. And then this next one from 1950 called You're Just in Love. This is another one of those tunes, like I was telling you before, where there's two parts, two different melodies going back and forth. And I think we got time here that we could play the first one, the second one, and we'll come back and finish with the first one. So if you choose to do so, you can sing the second one while we're playing the first one. So here we go. I Wonder Why. You're Just in Love. To the second one. So listen to that melody. I hear singing and there's no one there. But here's the second section. Just sort of think of it as like Hine Mai Tovu, you know? Okay, now you. Just keep that in mind and you can't get lost. Okay, this next tune, 1954, was the last big hit of his. And yet, as you know,
Mike.
another good 35
I have a
years.
question.
I'm sure he wasn't
Turn your speaker off.
shy, but this was his last big tune
Can anybody hear me?
called Count Your Blessings Instead of Sheep.
I guess not.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, time, we're doing well. I figured when we get all done, maybe we just open things up. Our last tune is one that we can't close this show without having everybody join in to sing. I'm not even sure if you have the words.
No, don't.
But that's okay, you'll know it. I'll tell you this story about it. We did this last week when we did the story about all the different Jewish composers, but this is so meaningful. Irving Berlin wrote God Bless America in 1918, towards the tail end of World War I. He was serving in the U.S. Army at Camp Upton in Yeffank, New York, but he decided it just did not fit in a review that he was writing called Yip Yip Yeffank. So he set it aside. He put it in his music storage chest. In 1938, Berlin, who had arrived in America from Russia at the age of 5, felt it was time to revive it as a peace song. And it was introduced on an Armistice Day broadcast in 1938, sung by Kate Smith on her radio show. In fact, she was the one who encouraged him to bring it about. Berlin gave the royalties of the song to the God Bless America Fund for redistribution to Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts in New York City. As his daughter, Mary Ellen Barrett, said, I came to understand that it wasn't God Bless America, land that we love. It was God Bless America, land that I love. It was an incredibly personal statement that my father was making, that anybody singing that song makes as they sing it. And I understand that this song was his thank you to the country that had taken him in. It was the song of an immigrant boy who made good. So, apologize for not having the words, but we're going to do it, and you can join in when you want to. We'll start with the intro.
Right.
Thank you.
Give a round of applause for
Yeah,
everybody.
Good.
as my wife goes, this is a round of applause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you want, since we still have a few minutes, you want to take everybody off mute and just see if there's any comments or thoughts or suggestions or whatever. Okay, wonderful. Okay, well, we can have a limited number of people here for next week if they'd like to come. You know, Bobby Vishnu is joining us today, and I'm sorry. Yeah.
Anybody have any comments? Take yourself off of mute if you're on.
Thanks very much. It was a great program.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. It was wonderful.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you. It was very special.
why does that-
Your dog enjoyed it?
Can everyone hear what I'm saying? No, I guess I'm not unmuted.
I can hear you.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Because earlier I tried to give you my quote of the day. I'd like to try it again if that's okay.
Yeah, please do.
It's from Richard II, King, and it says, Captain, 'tis thought the king is dead, we will not stay. The bay trees in our country are all withered, and meteors fright the fixed stars of heaven. The pale-faced moon looks bloody on the earth, and lean-looked prophets whisper fearful change. But tonight we observe a sky so fine, but you see, we have to do it online.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mike, that was wonderful.
thanks. Yeah.
Glad you all tuned in. We'll be doing it again next Wednesday with George and Ira Gershwin and singing and learning stuff about their lives. George's all too short life, but very productive one. And and thank you for all of you for tuning in.
All right. Bye, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Next
Bye.
week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
How many did we end up having?
There were